We have a very powerful lunation happening today. Happy full moon in Sagittarius. I just smacked my watch against the table. Again, it's like the time has come. This is a super powerful full moon because it's conjunct a royal watcher, which is a fixed star in the sky called Antares. Now, Antares was utilized as a navigational star for sailors that were crossing these vast oceans beneath the night sky. And naturally, I see this happening within your own story. It's kind of a metaphor for your soul navigating these next series of changes and also this culmination point in which you've reached. This is also linked to Archangel Uriel. It's worth mentioning that. It's very much the crown chakra. So it's what it is that you're creating in the physical existence. It's where I'm hearing bringing ether into matter, mind into matrix, and you're anchoring something down into the cosmos, into part of your material, I'm seeing tangible experience. So it's a recalibration point essentially that's happening for you, that is positioning you towards the trajectory of an alternate future. Let's just say that a future that's in alignment with your highest expression. I keep seeing the crown chakra is very much linked to the upper dantian. I'm seeing it as the gateway into the Akashic records. Now, the Akashic records is within you. Okay, it's memory held within the nucleus of you, and within the nucleus is DNA and it's memory, right? This is encoded within you. It's everything that you've been and everything that you have the potential of becoming. This is something that you're sorting through. I'm also hearing it's something that you're reorganizing in your life right now. We'll speak more about that in another session, but I really want to focus on this being you honing in on one of the most important gifts that you have, and that is the gift of being able to experience joy within this dimension. I'm seeing you anchoring more joy as you move through your everyday, I'm seeing lived existence, the eternal being that is living these temporal moments through time. I want to be clear that this isn't any kind of overnight success. This isn't like, we're not trying to sell you anything that this isn't. It's earned embodiment. It's you reaching this culmination point because there's been the mastery of a talent or the development of a skill that you have been working on through these many moon cycles to reach this pivotal point where there is this willingness that you have to fully devote yourself to something long enough for your soul to begin to merge with it. This is where we anchor the higher expression of us. It's where we anchor our higher self into physical form and we become the physical embodiment, right? We embody the frequency of our higher self. That's what the crown chakra is. That is our ability to understand the very fascinating essence behind the full moon as a whole. I'm going to go ahead and read to you the Sabian symbol, which is seated at 9 degrees of Sagittarius. So we're going to round up to 10 degrees of Sagittarius. You're going to love this. I'm absolutely in love with the Sabian symbol, and you'll see why I'm so excited about this, because it is a lucky energy. It is extremely auspicious, but it's because your preparation is now meeting an opportunity, and that's creating this sacred wall line collision where it feels like the gap or illusionary separation between you and also your highest expression are becoming narrower and narrower until you become one being. Okay, I'm seeing one single being that you've been able to thread into the fabric of this existence, right? I'm seeing something being thread through the fabric of space-time where you are completely intertwined, and it's the merging. So what is Sagittarius, guys? Okay, Sagittarius, and also like happy full moon to all my Sag placements, but Sagittarius is literally the center. It's a being that contains half of this otherworldly essence, and then they also are half of this world, and so they anchor this higher level of awareness that allows them to navigate this construct, but utilizing a wider, broader, universal truth rather than this just myopic lens. So that's what it is. It's expansive. Wherever Jupiter is, wherever Sagittarius is, things grow and they expand. And that's what's happening right now. This is the Sabian symbol. Are you ready? It's a theatrical representation of a golden-haired goddess of opportunity. And the reason why it's so potent for this full moon in Sagittarius is because it's a symbol that carries within it destiny appearing through symbolic encounters opportunities arriving through visibility, performance, or embodiment, and an archetypal identity becoming seen on the world stage. So there is this essence of larger than life. There's this essence of visibility. This is recognition that life itself is this symbolic theater of consciousness, and this is a role in which you're playing in this larger system, right? Part of destiny and destiny encounters is something that is programmed and encoded into your experience. Sagittarius reminds us that things are very quantum, things are very expansive. I'm seeing in this vast network of opportunities that this dimension offers us. All right, there was also another energy there. Anyway, something is encoded into your experience. I'm seeing something is simulated and assembling. It's also the moment where potential must be acted upon rather than merely imagined. That's what this is. Oh, it's so interesting. There was something that I was going to say. Anyway, it was on the tip of my tongue. This could be things surfacing back around into your experience. The thing is, because this is conjunct the fixed star Antares, there is this essence of power behind it. Antares can be linked to obsession. It can also be linked to courage and a rebirth that occurs. Because it's far more than just a symbol of opportunity, it's more like a revelation that's happening when it comes to your current timeline. And it's really an invitation where you are being beckoned to come and safely learn more during this full moon, to explore and discover what life looks like by embodying this version of self. And it also asks, are you willing to fully devote yourself to play the role that your soul came here to play? Okay, that's exactly what it is. Again, it's existing in the quantum field. Sagittarius reminds us that reality is not static. It's a continuous summation of infinite quantum paths encoded into our field as a wave of possibility. Now, how do we collapse the wave? We begin to observe it, and we also take action, moving with the desire, knowing that it's already ours to experience. It's things that play out in a linear fashion, but are already existing in quantum opportunities. I'm just seeing that. This is where the quantum becomes materialized. Okay, there's no longer this gap or separation. Essentially, again, it's narrowing the illusionary separation between you and the very thing that you desire. So the golden-haired goddess is interpreted as a radiant archetype that's emerging onto the stage of awareness, almost like consciousness itself presenting you with a higher octave of you, and what this higher octave expression looks like. Sagittarius governs things like expansion, truth being revealed, future visions that you have, this movement beyond your current limitation, and widening the cone of plausibility, right? We spoke about that in a previous reality, into an entire new spectrum of available timelines. That's what this is. And so this full moon can actually expose where we've been hiding our ability to become visible in some area of our life. I'm seeing also widening our plausibility. So what we see as plausible, what we see as accessible, and becoming the version of self that accesses this. It just feels like you're being granted access to, I'm seeing new streamlines, okay, to streamline gifts, to streamline abilities, to streamline a higher timeline through you. And it will also illuminate where destiny has been delayed by that fear of embodiment. Because that's, again, what I was going to say. Destiny is something that we program, and we have infinite destinies in this matrix within this universe. And it's something that we encode into our experience because it allows us to participate in the meaning of life. Our life holds meaning, and we do not fall into nihilism when we know why we are here. And we get to organize our life around that why. We begin organizing our life around that mission, around, I'm seeing this threshold in which you're crossing. And it just feels like a beautiful sacred return to the self. Again, almost like the goddess within. That's what this is. It's literally the hero crossing the threshold when we speak about this conjunction to Antares, where you're literally being called to no longer hide backstage or behind the curtain doing this dress up or this rehearsal, but instead you're stepping into more of an initiation type of energy, right? Where you're being initiated right now instead of just being passive. This isn't a time to be passive in your life. It's quite literally the opposite, because this is the energy before the quest truly begins. I'm seeing that, where there is this new quest, there is this new potential that can no longer remain existing in the quantum. There is this potential that can no longer remain something that is just theoretical in your life. You become the living embodiment of what this expression is. You are not separate from it by any means. You are the merging between these two worlds. Yeah, it feels like two worlds colliding within you, you know, that's definitely what this feels like. So this degree, I feel, is asking each and every single one of us as a fractal of infinite potential, will we keep observing the myth in our life, or will we actually ground and anchor in order to become the living embodiment and extension of how infinite potential wishes to streamline itself through us into the nature of this existence. So the Moon and Sagittarius card in the tarot is actually linked to the Nine of Wands embodiment. If you know the Nine of Wands, this is somebody that's embarked on a really, really long journey. And they're associated with, you know, having this endurance, this resilience. They have this spiritual stamina, and they're at the final stretch before the breakthrough, but the soul feels burdened. It feels a bit weathered, you know, because it's gone through this whole culmination from the aces up into the nines, and they're not at the 10 quite yet. So they're standing as they've been already tested through these series of initiations, but they're still holding this flame. They're still holding this Nine of Wands in their hand. And I think that ties really beautifully with the energy of Antares itself, because Antares doesn't create this shallow kind of success just from a superficial material realm. Antares has been built from the inside out. She is very much a fiery energy, right? I'm seeing it as the crown chakra kind of burning and dissolving any contracts that you no longer want to participate in, that could be experiencing initiations through the lens of suffering, in comparison to experiencing initiations as you being built into the version of self that will actually end up becoming extremely conducive, so that everything you create holds that same, again, quantum entanglement, that conductivity. It's highly charged because you're highly charged. Whatever you create becomes an extension and an expression of the soul. It holds the soul's essence because it embodies the essence of you. And so this is asking, what are you going to devote yourself to? What are you willing to commit yourself to? I definitely see this as a final culmination point of, again, what identity are you also willing to embody, so that you can show up for yourself consistently enough for destiny to begin to stabilize around it. And so this is somebody standing at the edge of, I'm seeing their local cluster, right? Their local universe, where they're confronting the fears that have kept them small from crossing the threshold into an entirely new, you know, infinite, again, Akashic library. It's like an entirely new, I'm seeing theme within the library. You know how when you go into a library and there's things that are self-organized as far as what genre do you want to read? Is it going to be thriller, horror, romance? Is it going to be scientific based, right? Is it an autobiography? There are different kind of themes, and I'm seeing something new that you're maneuvering or navigating when it comes to how you want to actually experience your character or the role that you're playing within this larger network of experiences. All right, and I'm hearing how a larger network of experiences begins to open up to the role in which you're embodying. Okay, I'm seeing it as an ecosystem of experiences filled with people, places, things, and opportunities that are designed to excel, or I'm hearing accelerate. I'm just seeing experience designed for that version of self. Lessons that are designed for that version of self. Expansion. Participational experience, that's what I'm seeing. Anyway, experiential participation. Something in which is designed specifically for your unique frequency. And you're going to see that I keep hearing the word simulate and also assemble in your reality. It feels like something assembling, right? The coming together for this grand meeting. It feels like the something that you're being briefed. Oh my god, it reminds me of this old message that I did around you're being briefed for some type of new mission. That's what this feels like. You're being briefed for what this season entails for you, for what you devoting yourself to some type of area of your life. I would highly recommend for you to see where Sagittarius is in your chart. It's just like a reminder that this lunation is a breakthrough moment where you're breaking through into a new reality. And it's the moment where the soul believes that it's reached the limit, or let's just say the ego. You may be feeling two things simultaneously, right? The two worlds colliding energy. I see one being with the Nine of Wands, feeling this exhaustion, all right? Definitely feeling exhausted by everything that it took for you to get here, while also simultaneously feeling excited about this new timeline. And both things, that's a paradox. They're allowed to coexist within you. So I would say hold space for the beginning of the end while a new season commences. Oh, and that was another message that was coming through earlier. What was it? It's less about what it is that you're moving away from, and there's an energy of what it is that you're being moved towards and why everything was so necessary for you to assemble yourself into the version that would begin to build or construct or become the architect of these new timelines of experience. So it's not just about a path ending for you, it's more about a new identity that was able to emerge because of that path. Okay. And the self or the version that was able to be born through it. That's what I'm seeing. That's what it is. It's like there was a new you that was born because of the experience, and you've come out wiser, you've come out stronger because of it. And that's the version of self that's going to be able to make it to this 10 of Wands energy. So I'm seeing it as you've been walked into, not walked into. It kind of feels like you've been led into a season of your life now. I'm seeing like carried into by these experiences, even if it didn't feel like it at the time. Into new responsibilities that you're going to be able to hold. You can now hold this version of reality because you're eligible. I'm hearing you're eligible for what is going to be assembling in your experience. This is so interesting. Let's go ahead and look at that keyword real quick before we touch on this further. I just want this to be a powerful, to the point, assemble definition. And then I'm also seeing a play on word between assemble and simulate, which is something assimilating. Okay, when we talk about assimilation, assimilating, let me go ahead and take a look at that. Assimilating is the specific word. Assemble means to gather or put something together, parts, people, or things into one whole. So it's the assemblage point. Oh, the assemblage point is where the soul and the physical vessel begin to merge as one, and there is this expression that flows from you where it carries the frequency of your soul. Okay. It's to gather, collect, put together, unite, or to build. Yeah, you've literally been built through these experiences. Like you've literally been built into the version of self that is going to be able to do this. Assimilating means taking in, absorbing, understanding, integrating something so that it becomes part of you or part of a system. That's exactly what this is. It's like this has become part of you. You know what it is? Like you grow through the things that you go through, but then also your experiences have allowed you to shape yourself into the version that is going to be capable of holding this new life. All right. And I'm hearing that is the meaning. Not just being thrust into a new reality, but being built for it. All right, so learning and understanding, she is assimilating new information. She is absorbing and processing the information. Yeah, there could be a lot in which you're kind of processing when it comes to even emotional data and the information behind those sensations or those frequencies. There could be things that you're still integrating when it comes to this experience, like again, everything that it took for you to get to this point. It also could be something that you're absorbing, right, when it comes to nutrients. And I'm seeing this on a soul level. So to absorb, to integrate, to process, to incorporate, and to adapt to. Yeah, the nervous system is assimilating higher frequencies of awareness. That's exactly what's happening. You're integrating and embodying your life experiences internally from the perspective of the soul. That's what this is. All right, and that's building a foundation that is going to allow you to build something to last. Right, let's go and take a look at this energy real quick. I also want to say that I would encourage you to see where Sagittarius is in your chart, because this feels like where you're being initiated, where you've been initiated. It may be a new birth of the self. And I'm seeing for all of us, it is a new birth of the self. It's a rebirth that's happening, that's allowing us to cultivate a new relationship to some type of area of our life. For example, if you're a Sagittarius rising, this is the birth of a new identity, and that is going to impact maybe your personal beliefs, your personal relations. It's like the whole new culmination of, I'm seeing you going through like an avatar upgrade in many ways. And some of you, this is when it comes to the relations to your partnerships, maybe your customers, clients in the marketplace. It may be platonic or romantic or business partnerships. Some of you, this is going to be, I'm hearing, social houses or groups or communities, maybe audiences in the 11th house. It may be when it comes to your home, your inner world. There's a new relationship that you're cultivating to some type of area of your life. All right. Right, let's go and get a quantum message start. Of course you do. Frick. No way these two came out. Are you kidding me? So I got a download the other day, and I was in really deep meditation. It was just the redirection of life force. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up because I saw this in my mind's eye earlier. And I was hearing this quote. I was having let's just say a galactic interdimensional meeting. And the message that came through was the constellation of Aquarius. This is at the base. It's the constellation of suns of Leo. Now, this is preparing you for what I'm seeing is going to be the nodal shifts that will be taking place. See, while all the planets move forth, the nodal invisible access points actually regress backwards. So they help us revisit. And I'm seeing it in appearance, it's moving backwards, but it's playing a larger part in the collective system because it's helping us go inwards. All right. There's something around while life is moving forwards, we go inwards to be able to be present with the progression of life itself. There's something symbolic of that, and I'm seeing it as the Fibonacci sequence. All right, so there could be something around revisiting your past experiences, but being seated at a higher level of resolution, where you can hold this wider spectrum of frequencies of emotions and ways that you can relate to your past emotionally. And I'm seeing it as you're just elevating into a new octave of frequencies. Your natural point of relation is from this ascended perspective. I'm hearing where you've transcended the experience because you're seeing it through the realm of energy and you're seeing it through the perspective of the soul. Again, it's the merging of two worlds within you. Anyway, I was speaking about central suns and solar flares. I'm gonna do, it's not quite ready. I need to still set and really structure this and how I want to share this message. But with star, this is huge. Okay, star is, it's brilliant. It's also a role of leadership. So you've been built to lead yourself in this area of your life where you can trust yourself. It talks about also, being admired in many ways for, I'm hearing, who you've constructed yourself to be. I'm hearing you haven't hardened despite your circumstances. There is this potential that you've had to actually become wiser, and this is because all cosmic bodies and are entities. Okay, they are all organisms of consciousness that are incredibly intelligent, and there is intercommunication that affects the planet Earth as well, and all beings or an extensions of the planet Earth. Your vessel is composed up of the cells of Gaia, and so as she ascends into a higher octave and goes through this refinement period, that naturally happens with all beings that walk upon her surface. Because they're also interconnected with what's happening within her inner realms. And I'm seeing something being kind of, what's the word? Brought to the surface. There is like a resurfacing of the soul, of the inner realms meeting the external world. That's what this is. All right. So yeah, I was seeing it as the start anyway. So the activation portal is 333, and it talks about being thankful. It's a magical wild card that stands out against everything and everyone. The star brings light and acts as a guide for all those who accompany it. You could be definitely leading by example in some area of your life, right? You may be a way shower now, or eligible to become a way shower, because the only way that we are able to actually hold space for others, which is to heal, is to first learn to hold space for ourselves within our own experience. So leadership and brilliance. The star shines with a unique pulse and surrounds the vast night and its enveloping light, spirituality and faith. So this is something within your DNA. I also see it as it's been really important for you to learn the mundane chores when it comes to, chop wood and carry water in some area of your life, because what did Jesus do before he was even taking on the role of a healer or that Christ consciousness? Please don't attach to the archetype. Okay, it's the information that can streamline from the realms in which they occupy, right? The information that dwells within the realms that they move through and moves through them as a conduit for that information to be passed through to you. Anyway, I see that as, what's my point? He was a carpenter before he was ever taking on the role of a healer. So I'm seeing it as there is so much beauty in being, I'm seeing thrust into just life experience itself. Again, that is like the Nine of Wands archetype, where she has gone through this whole journey to actually accumulate and cultivate these 8 wands that have allowed her to carry this ninth wand, right? She has collected this through her life experiences, and now she's creating this, fortress in many ways. She's creating this, I'm just seeing it as like the accumulation of knowledge that's leading you to this constellation of stars. It may be a network of experiences. I'm just seeing it as, dimensional bodies in which you're in contact with, and you're opening up to levels of expansive awareness with our neighbors, right? Our fellow space-time travelers, our fellow humans, where we are able to interact and engage with each other in a more interconnected way. I'm just seeing this, okay? And it's important for that expansion to happen in how we perceive this reality, so that we can anchor that intuitive ability and harness this subtle awareness as we move through this system. So there's a level of responsibility, there's a level of fluidity, and there's a level of finding peace within your inner world, so that you can always find peace as you navigate the external. There's something that's happening, the external aspects of this area of your life, okay, and moving through with the essence of the soul, navigating this in accordance with your, divine essence, essentially. And so this intercommunication that's happening, I'm seeing it's the higher self. That's what the crown chakra represents, the gateway into the higher self. And with Archangel Uriel, this could be you anchoring in knowledge or information in how you can relate to your life experiences. That is extremely rejuvenating for the organism, right? It's extremely healing information, because you are exchanging your energy with the material plane in a way that's highly conducive. I'm hearing it has a very high bioelectrical charge when it comes to the etheric networks. Okay, I'm seeing something to do with like etheric DNA, or the higher realms of information of which you're able to access because you're more grounded within your life experiences. Hence, chop wood and carry water. All right, there's something that's happening there. All right, and understanding that the higher our vibration is that we're elevating at, and the way that we can relate to these exchanges that happen within these systems in a very lucid way allows us to share information that becomes weightless. You have microgravity behind here. That becomes we understand how all of the dots connect, and not only are we a star, right, the sun within the solar system, but we play a major role into the larger collective themes, and there are also other suns within this system that play a role within this solar system, within my life experiences. So just like you have impacted the lives of those around you have also impacted and contributed towards your own soul's growth and development. There's something like this that's really important for humanity to understand during this time, to really come back into alignment with during this time, and find grace and gratitude for this is the meaning of life. The eternal being to experience these temporal moments through time. And time is something that we attempt to measure, but really, each moment through time, I'm hearing each scene, every environment, every encounter is it's designed to be unique in its own expression, and the exchange that happens at that point within the organism's journey. There's something like this that's happening. There could be dots in which you can connect when you look back and admire how it feels like each wand in which you've collected along your life experience has been a badge of honor. It's been like something that has left marks within a historical timeline that creates these gentle points of reference for you. It feels like an anniversary, something ceremonial, kind of like a solar return, like how many revelations around the sun have you had? This is something that allows us to gently reflect, and I'm hearing refocus, okay, to see ourselves clearly in this system again, yeah, refocus, shuffle our perspective and how we're seeing it. So there's something like this that's important. It feels like appreciating how far it is that you have come. Right, let's go and get a message for you. I'm going to get a gateway of the light activation message. Inner Earth, again, base chakra. So from the crown to the root. Base chakra is all about feeling safe, grounded, present in the physical experience, and also trust your ability to see this existence clearly. And what it truly is the realm of energy. And there are always energetic exchanges. Every exchange is energetic, whether that's emotional exchanges, mental exchanges, physical, etheric. There are foundations that were being laid out so that you could create this foundation that was strong, that was secure in who you are. I'm hearing that you could secure your connection with yourself so that you can move forth into this area of your life with this level of grounded presence, with a level of lucidity being an ongoing state of awareness. So you can exchange consciously, responsibly, and coherently. All right, that's what I see. I'm hearing which leads to the rapid assimilation. You have Stargate Heart at the base here too. So again, looking at life through the lens or eye of the heart space. Your biggest filter of perception being the heart space allows you to understand your interconnectedness to all things. And this is, yeah, this is it. So this is something that you've been prepared for. Again, it's a level of lucidity where you're awake inside of the third dimensional dream. You have opening the heart. Again, my love, look, and you have two. You have, and breathing. Breathing with the earth until your breaths become one. Opening the heart and breathing. Breathing through the heart space to see all things clearly. Goodness. How beautiful. I'm actually going to go ahead and read this card so you can see what it entails. And yeah, there's something in which she's holding. There's something in which is able to be, it's an essence of relief. Okay, there's an essence of higher awareness, all right? This is the merging of two worlds. It's not just being a human being having these spiritual experiences, trying to reach for something outside of yourself when it was within you all along. Heaven on earth is simply a state of awareness. It's a state of consciousness. I'm hearing it's to tune in with the heart of the earth that also exists within you. To see the Akashic network or library as a culmination of infinite life experiences. It's an interconnected database where we can lucidly guide our life into the experience we choose to dive into or access within the network that's already readily available for us in the now. Man, I thought this was going to be a quicker read. Look at us, right? Star Child. Let me get this message up real quick. Opening the heart talks about the right to love and also the right to be loved. Heart healing and healing grief issues. Opening the heart chakra. Dear one, this card is an invitation to open your heart. I'm open to the love that I am. The love in everything shines back at me. The universe is one single being. This is what it is. When we speak about Pachamama, it's the Mother Earth, but it's also the mother of the universe. Again, it's very intelligent cosmic bodies, these heavenly bodies that are organisms of consciousness holding very specific, I guess, blueprints of data of, it's a spectrum of frequencies, and each one holds its own lessons. And I'm seeing Jupiter being an expansive network. He is the wise sage. He is the elder. He is the counselor, the father of fathers. There's something around the masculine and feminine embodiment. The mastery over the mind and how you think about your life experiences on this planet. The mastery of the emotional state and how you're relating to them leads to mastery over matter and mastery over your relationship with the physical plane and dimension and how you relate to your life experiences, and that ascending into a higher octave. This is what the full moon in Sagittarius is designed to do for every single organism on planet Earth. So the heart of Lemuria, I'm hearing transcending your contracts. Anyway, embracing all hearts, including ones that are hurting from the past. Again, super, super important. And the ones that are closed due to mental focus. This embrace invites a natural opening, while Lemurian wisdom shows that the heart has both a human and cosmic aspect. Has your heart been put to the test? If you feel betrayed in matters of the heart, then know that you're not alone. For many face this issue in their lives. Replenish yourself with the divine light to find the courage to open again. You can access your cosmic heart through the support of your loving guides. You can work with Pleiadian aspects of yourself as well. And if you have felt like life has treated you unfairly, know that you have been properly prepared for the initiations on your path here. What do we keep saying? All right, your heart has been nurtured with much light, and this is for you to become very courageous. In this lifetime, you've been put to the test, for there has never been a period like this on Earth. You chose to incarnate upon planet Earth during this time, okay? Does it feel safer to close your heart amidst the turmoil? you might get this, I'm hearing breathing into your contractions to be able to expand from experiences that have made you want to dim, reduce, or just close yourself off. That's more reason than ever to be more connected to yourself and open up despite your circumstances. When your heart is not open, you cannot fully live. Release your insecurities and your judgments of others and be open to life. You might have to face hurts and issues when you open your heart, but you will also be open enough to love the grace of God and what nurtures your human heart. You know what this full moon in Sagittarius is in a simple statement? It would be, the soul is finally free when it feels safe enough to play again. Breathing, the breath of life. You finally feel safe enough to breathe. To the breath and play are inseparable from one another. Let's take a moment to deep that for a second. Breath and play are of the same essence. The breath is the essence of creation itself, the realm from which all creation emerged from. It was the breath and desire to play. There has always been a part of you that's been untouched by time and unaffected by what has occurred along your space-time travels. And the return to the breath is the return to play and the essence in which your star, your sun, has been desiring to return back to you, the core of your essence, is to become one breath with life again. That's what it is, to let the heart space breathe. That's your message. So that's all of our messages. Again, if you are here, the work that you do is deeply admirable. I deeply admire you. I thank you for the work that you do on behalf of the collective and that you do for yourself. Because when you heal yourself, you heal the planet Earth. It's an inside job and it always was. So, what a beautiful full moon this will be. Right. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing because we'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. I'll let you guys know when I do open up personal readings again. I think that there will be a short waiting list for a while because I'm going to be transitioning. I'm moving again to spend, I don't know, the rest of the year on a completely other, different side of the planet this time. And yeah, so yeah, I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated for that. If you want to inquire, I'm only an email away. And also check out Autistic if you're looking for some high quality AAE graded gemstones. 1/3 of the proceeds are donated towards Otter Sanctuaries. Today I'm wearing 𝓤𝓪𝓬𝓮𝓷𝓼 and then also 𝓤𝓪𝓬𝓻𝓵. I can't say it, guys. But yeah, it's such a beautiful energy, and it's very much to do with the heart space and being more confident and opening the heart space. So very much on point with the message that we had today. So with that being said, I'm gonna love and leave you right there. Feel safe enough to play again.
Clouds in the sky don't care.